Hello everybody. As you can see, my car's a mess, and it's evening. It's Friday evening, Friday at about 5 p.m. I actually left work early today because I had to head to the courthouse to pay my child support payment, and had a little bit extra time, so I ran to the library here. I'm currently at the DeGroot Library, but since I'm all the way here in Palm Bay, I thought I would go ahead and head over to check up on the Camp Freedom 2. And while going over there, since it's evening, I thought I would go ahead and make dinner. And last night we had the ramen where we cooked up these noodles with the liquid. Today I'm going to cook the same ramen packs here, but we're going to make lo mein, which is basically going to be essentially the same thing minus the water. So here you can see I have some water. I poured in about 1.5 cups of water there. There's like line marks on there. So I'm just going to boil the water and let it get hot. And then I'll be getting lots of text or something. But while we're driving, we're going to heat up that water right here. And then when we get to the camp, I'll be adding the ramen noodles and just let them, soften up. And then I will dump the water out and add the other ingredients. This morning, you can see here I have some pork chops. I actually made some pork chops for breakfast this morning before going into work, and I took the unit in and the leftovers and had it in the freezer, but it's all thawed out now. So I'm going to cut that into slices when we get to Camp Freedom 2 and put it into my food here. I also bought some, I got some more ice as you can see here, but I also bought a fresh pack of salad, which I had, I already ate some of it for lunch today with, some pork chops and rice. But I have a new pack of salad that I'm going to be using in my, with my ramen noodles, but I'm going to make lo mein. So stay tuned. We're going to have some fun. We're going to make some lo mein. We're going to attempt to actually camp all night out at Camp Freedom 2 tonight. Did it before, but I'll try it again today. It's been a while since I've been out there, but I'm going to try to sleep out there tonight. Vehicle's a mess, so I'll take advantage of this time tomorrow out there to clean up the vehicle, do some more maintenance on it, and just get everything in order. So we'll continue the cooking episode later as we're driving. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and film another episode just to talk about other things while we're driving to the camp. Welcome to the Welcome back to the Cooking with Denoy episode here, where we tried to boil water while driving to Camp Freedom 2. The only problem is I forgot to turn the unit on. So we are now at the camp. I just turned the unit on a minute or two ago, and we gotta let that water boil. And when that water boils, we're gonna add our ramen noodles there. So we'll be doing that there in a minute. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and start the prep and get the camp ready. Somebody had asked me in a previous video what the brands were for the rice cooker that I use. They're the miniature or the small serving rice cookers. This one that I have up front right now is called the Rival, R-I-V-A-L. A cup rice cooker, 6-cup rice cooker is what it is. So this is the Rival, and I have this up front. And in the back, this white one that I have here is called Aroma. It doesn't really matter what brand, I don't think, but I use both of them. And you can look on the bottom, and it'll tell you, like this says 120 volts, 300 watts, 60 hertz AC only. So it's actually on right now because I have it plugged in, because I'm getting ready to shift my cooking from the front to the back. And all I'm going to do is just remove the pot from that one up front and put it in here and let it cook, and I'm going to unplug the one up front, because it's easier to cook out here, back here, than it is to cook up there in the front. Especially when you have all the space out here and I can move around and do things. And that's what the whole point of the kitchenette was. So we're going to go ahead and grab that other unit using our mitts here that I have back here. And we're going to bring it up here, back here, and then set it up and let it keep cooking. So let me do that now. Alright, I basically used my mitt and brought the pot back here from the front cooking unit. See, it's a little bit dirty here still from rice this morning. I didn't really clean it too well because I didn't have much time, but I set it on cook mode, so it's on high cook mode right now, and it's plugged into my outlet back here, which has a cable, a wire that, a power line that runs up to underneath there and connects to my inverter over here. Except I'm locked. Basically, my inverter is what's running everything. The engine is running. The vehicle's running right now. I'll lock the vehicle here. Which is why we have 120 volt power, so I can cook and I can charge up my laptop and do whatever I need to. Power door doesn't work. So you can see here the inverter's pulling 306 watts. So even while it's doing that, I could charge up like 12 volt if I wanted to charge up my phone or something, but I'm not going to bother because my phone is pretty much charged up right now. Well, it probably wouldn't hurt to charge it up. But what we're going to do now is just let the water heat up a little bit, and I think it's actually hot enough now. I'm going to go ahead and add the noodles. Let's do that. All I've done here is simply open up the chicken ramen noodle packets and just throw them in there, and I have the seasoning sauce still here, which, these flavoring packets, which I'll use because I do kind of like the extra flavoring they give, even though it's got also the bad stuff in it, salt mostly. But you basically just put the noodles in the water, the hot water, until it gets soft. Don't let it get too soft, it gets soggy. It's not that good. Somebody was saying that ramen noodles are bad for you and can cause all sorts of problems, and probably can if you eat too much of it. So I eat it, but not like every day. Maybe a couple times a week. But actually, I haven't eaten it since I've been in the van until now because money's tight. So I'm trying to stretch my budget by eating these packets. They only cost like 12 to 20 cents a packet. So we're going to let that thaw out. If you don't like ramen noodles, you can substitute them for, you can use like spaghetti noodles, or rotini if you wanted to cook this dish. But we're going to make lo mein, and we're going to use the ramen noodles. But like I said, if you don't like ramen noodles, feel free to substitute and use spaghetti noodles. It'll work just fine. It'll be the same. So here you can add for your meat. You can add chicken or even the roast beef or ham or whatever you have. In my case, I have pork chop that I cooked this morning that I took into work, so it hadn't been sitting out here in the car. I took it into work and froze it, and then when I got off work, I just let it thaw out, and it's all thawed out now and already cooked. So I'm just going to slice it into thin slices, then add it to my food here in a minute after I drain the water. Well, luck of luck. I don't know if you can see the rain pouring here, even though the sun's still out. When I pulled up, it was nice and no rain, but now suddenly it is sprinkling, and I'm standing out here at Camp Freedom 2, cooking in the rain. Oh, rainbow. Look at that beautiful rainbow. I don't think this camera is picking it up. There's a beautiful rainbow right over Camp Freedom 2 in the hut. Awesome. Huh. It's a whole rainbow. Anyhow, the noodles are pretty much thawed out, so what we're going to do different than the ramen is we're going to pour out the liquid. But we got to cut up the meat, which I'm kind of behind on right now. So let me go ahead and pour out the liquid. I'm going to take 2 mitts here, put the lid on this, and then pour the hot water out. And then I got to cut the, let me turn off the heat here for a second. It's not off, it's on warm, but I don't want to overcook it, so I got to take that water out now. But I need to cut up that meat, the pork chop there. And I also have my veggies here that I'll be adding and some soy sauce. Hang on just a moment, we'll continue our cooking. Alright, I decided to pour the water like far away from the camp. It had stopped raining, but now it is like pouring. Pouring rain, and thank goodness for this overhang here. I'm cooking and I'm staying pretty dry, but it is pouring. Not just raining, but pouring. So anyhow, I drained the noodles. Now I gotta cut this up. So I got my little knife here and a fork, and I'm gonna cut that into slices, which I'll be adding into the noodles. I've sliced up the pork chop, but I noticed they're still kind of reddish, a little bit pinkish on the inside. And pork meat, when you cook it, should look white. So that means this pork chop here is not fully cooked. And that means I need to get the other rice cooker, take this one out, and cook up those pork. Let it heat up and cook a little bit more. So I'm going to do that. Just a heads up, I just finished cleaning this pot out because it had some meat and stuff left over from this morning. Whenever you do stuff here at Camp Freedom 2, make sure you take your water, dirty water with food or whatever, and dump it on the other side of the camp. Do not dump it here by the hut, because if you do that, there's going to be food smell at the hut. Like that bag of trash, I can't leave that out at night. Put it up inside my vehicle. Tie it up really tight and put it up, because the animals will smell the food and want to come. So you want to make sure you put your food clear across on the other side of the camp. When you dump it, your waste and stuff like that, dump it over there. Don't put it here by the hut, because you're inviting animals to come to you. Anyhow, the rice cooker has the second pot here. And I'm just going to add the meat. Basically putting the meat in here. And I'm going to heat it up a little bit and just try to let it cook. I hope you can hear me with all this wind, because this particular camera doesn't have the wind covered. Maybe I'll do that here in a minute. So I'm basically going to set it on high and let this heat up and cook the meat thoroughly. Alright, I covered up the microphone with the Band-Aid, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better now. But as you can see, I've got this thing on high, and I'm just going to let the meat heat up here and get fully cooked. You don't want to eat raw pork. That's dangerous. So, make sure it's back on high and let it cook. I'll just let this sit maybe for another 10 minutes or so and see how it does. And we'll come back and check on it. 5 or 10 minutes. Here you can see I have leftover sauce from my meat. And I'm actually going to take it far away from my camp and dump it here on the other side. I don't really want it anywhere near. Put it all the way over here. And I'll rinse this out and then bring it over here and dump it. Just far away from the camp. We don't want it anywhere near us. Alright, it's been a few minutes and you can see the meat is no longer reddish. You can even brown it if you let it sit longer, but I'm not going to bother browning it. But it's like cooked now, so I feel safer with it. Now what we're going to do now is we're just going to add our noodles. Take our noodles here. Just pour it right on there. Isn't that awesome? And then we can add our vegetables, which we're just going to pour right on top of that. Let me do that. I'm going to have to stop the camera here. Alrighty, I've added my lettuce. Now I'm just going to pour a bit of soy sauce, quite a bit actually, all over the whole thing. Okay, I'm pouring the soy sauce here. And I'm just going to stir it all up and mix it up, and the food's essentially done. What I'm going to do to flavor it or season it, give it a little bit more zing or spice, is I'm going to add some crushed red peppers and a little bit of onion. I mean, not onion, a little bit of lime or lemon juice. And the meal's like ready to eat. So I'm just going to mix this up and get the meat and everything all coated with soy sauce. See how that looks? Yeah. I might have to add a little bit more soy sauce here, or just stir it a little bit better. But this is our lo mein here. Add just a little bit more soy sauce. It's kind of like how we made the fried rice, but instead of the rice, we're using the noodles. And if you had stuff like onions, you could put onions in there, you know, make it taste even better. I'm probably just I'm gonna scoop it up and eat it out of that plate right there, but this is actually more than enough for dinner for me. I'll probably serve 2 people. I'll probably have some and save it, and then have some more later tonight or tomorrow or something. Doesn't that look good? So it's pork lo mein, cooked van style. So I'll have that and some orange juice. Maybe build my campfire, set my rocket stove there because it's getting dark. Pull out my chair and just chill out here at the camp and have dinner. And hopefully the mosquitoes don't come out too soon. I want to try to run into to the van and take a nap or go to sleep, and then do some exploring and some vehicle repairs and maintenance tomorrow. Till next time, everybody, bon appetit. Okay, instead of just showing it here in the pot, I wanted to show you what it really looks like. It's a nice looking dish, as you can see. We've got nice cooked pork, vegetables in there, and I'm going to add some peppers, some crushed peppers here. Wrong hand here, let me switch hands. I also forgot to add my chicken packet, which I'm going to add here in a minute. So we'll just sprinkle this with plenty of peppers because I like it hot. Then squeeze a little bit of lemon. Just a little bit of lemon juice. Some battery's running out here on the camera. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a tiny little bit of this chicken flavor. And then I can eat it. So until next time, everybody, have a good day.